All right, so going back to our code, we can see that we're now ready to add some content into our gallery section. And I'm going to structure this with small div elements so that I can have some better control over the way the layout works. So we'll add a div with a class equal to card, and we'll close that div. And inside that div, we'll add a small line of content simply by pasting a bit of lorem ipsum text. Like so. And we'll put an image there. And we know that the source of the image is in our pics folder and that it is named deck 1 through 4 PNG. And we'll close that image tag. Now that I have the component, I'm ready to copy and paste it 4 times. And the styles I'm concerned about here have to do with gallery and card. I do want to adjust my images so that all 4 of them are displaying. And in my style guidelines, I will add a rule for a class of gallery, and I will add a rule for a class of card. And I'll create some space to move these up in the screen. For gallery, as we did before, we will display inline block. For the card, we will set the width to 25% and float to left. And we'll take a look at what we've got. So going back to my browser, I'll refresh the page, and we can see that I now have some images here, but they're not displaying properly. So the next thing I need to do is for items that have a class of card that have a child that's an image, I would like to set the max width of that image to be 100% of its container. And that should resolve the problem. Yeah, so now I have the images lined up in a row, but there's no space between them. They're sort of smashed together. So I'm also inside the card going to add some padding, and I will add 10 pixels of padding to the top and 25 pixels of padding on the left and right. And yeah, that gives us a few more, a little bit better spacing here. The text is still out of position, but that's simply because the size of the images is different. And if I had carefully chosen the image sizes, then this wouldn't necessarily be an issue. So I'm also going to set the max height of these elements to be 100 pixels high